Hi, buddy, and welcome to Well Wave Now. We are a group of people who care about your health, and that is your mental health, your physical health, and actually your spiritual health, your emotional health, and even your monetary health. So we also are broadcasters and podcasters and communicators, and we're a group of friends that saw that we have a lot in common and that we ought to come together, especially around Breck and his Facebook group and his huge audience on TikTok. So why don't we start a little bit with Breck, who kind of got things going. In fact, Breck and I met in a group all about TikTok with our friend Alex Head. So basically, why don't we talk a little bit about the momentum, the movement that we are going and growing and helping people with their podcasts and their solutions for healthcare, Breck. So why don't you talk a little bit about that? And we're going to treat this a little bit like a radio talk show. We're old friends having fun together. So Breck, why don't you start us off?
No, I appreciate that, Mike, and it has been a real pleasure getting to meet you and know you through networking and now working together. But I've been around healthcare for quite a while and over 20 years, and I constantly, because I work with pharmacies and pharmacists, I'm not a pharmacist, but I get asked questions that PharmDs would get asked all the time, and so. I launched a little campaign, just kind of an educational piece on a social media platform, talking about some of the common side effects of medications that are prescribed every day and what patients should be aware of. And basically with the whole theme that if the side effects outweigh the benefits, you need to do something different, right? Now, if the medication is benefiting you and you're getting that benefit, great. But if the side effects are just ruining your life and you're not getting enough benefit to deal with those, do something different. And that exposure took off and went viral, as they say, and has over 120,000 people or something like that follow that content now. And a lot of these people that really need help, they were asking all these additional questions. And again, I'm not a provider, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a PharmD, I'm on the business side. So I created this Facebook group to direct all of those patients and their questions into that group so that I could get them connected with providers. If it was a question about drug-drug interactions, I would get them connected with one of our PharmDs. If it was a question about autoimmune, then I've got a provider that's an expert in that. If there's a question about chronic pain, we have, Dr. Bob is one of the providers in there. If someone wants more information about how to increase their circulation, have better blood flow and less cold, don't have those cold, numb hands and feet and have better microcirculation and reduce inflammation. I've got an expert in Tim Daniels there that's an expert in PEMF and that electronic magnetic device to help with those things. So that's where I'm funneling people into that group, and it's easy to find. It's one of the groups on Facebook. It's called Healthcare Disruptors. We're rebranding it now as Well Wave Now Healthcare Disruptors, but still the URL to find the group is facebook.com/groups/healthcare disruptors.
All right, Breck. Now, before I go to Dr. Bob, let me do a call out to people that can help people with their mental health and give them hope. That seems to be a huge need today. And so we invite anybody that can help people with their attitude, staying positive. Maybe they're struggling with something. So that is somebody that we are looking for, and we'd love to have join the group. I'm in Lafayette, California, so that's a special interest to me. If you're in that area, please join us. But anywhere you are, anybody that can give people hope, keep their head up and keep them moving strong, we want them to join our group. So now let me introduce my friend, Dr. Bob, who just came out. We had a great visit here in California. We walked around the reservoir. We talked about the power of walking and getting out and have greeting meetings outside of Zoom meetings. So we're doing a lot of creativity, and Dr. Bob is an expert at neuropathy, neurology, and walking. So do things and listen where you're having fun, and the joy is in the doing. So we hope you will join us. So Bob?
Hey, thanks a lot, Mike. Well, I had a lot of fun visiting you in California and doing our podcast walking, our first podcast walking, which is really great, walking around that beautiful reservoir area there. So a lot of people know that I have a PhD in pharmacology, specializing in brain research. And I did a lot of high-level research for a long time in neurology and psychiatry. And for the last 25 plus years, I've been involved in holistic health. That's really where my passion is. And I've helped thousands of people get out of chronic pain, relieve stress, anxiety, fatigue, and a whole host of other ill health conditions. So What's interesting in my background is that I started out as a one-on-one practitioner, and that was kind of going slow. I mean, one-on-one is not as efficient as I could be. And I thought maybe I can do this in groups. So I started leading to groups of people using hands-off approaches that I created that were amenable to teaching people in groups, and then collected the data, ran them as clinical trials, and found out that what I was doing was wildly effective. 50% plus elimination of all chronic back pain in one of the studies I did, and all kinds of other pain conditions, and relieving stress and anxiety, fatigue. We tracked all the data, so it's really cool. And then I went to doing it online for people, one-on-one online, and that worked out great. And we're transitioning to groups online. And that's why I'm really excited about Healthcare Disruptors, because we can start running these podcasts, or we can provide excellent information to people about how they can get help with their ill health condition, whether it's chronic pain or stress, or a stress-related condition like anxiety, fatigue, sleep disturbance in particular. They can get help through the podcasts that we're going to run. And Tim and I have talked about that, Breck and Mike. So that's going to roll out in the near future, and it's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time. We're going to help a lot of people. That's our goal, helping a lot of people.
Absolutely. Now, everybody, let's remind everybody when we're done talking that the link is going to be right underneath this YouTube video. So when you're watching this on YouTube, go right underneath the YouTube video, and the link to our Facebook group will be there. Click on that, join the Facebook group. You'll be getting more information there, and we will be posting this and other podcasts in the Facebook group. Now, let me go. I should go to Tim, but because he's one of the original founding members of this group. But I'm looking at Ron Horry, so let me talk about my old friend Ron Horry. Now, we met at a networking event. I don't know how many years ago, Ron. Years and years ago, right?
Years and years and years.
Exactly. We've known each other for a long, long time. We're old friends. And Ron has a very unique program called FinFit Life that's all about, like Dr. Bob and I are saying, go out, get healthy, walk. And how can you even save money with walking, Tim? Or Ron, tell us about that.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. So in a nutshell, the CEO of our company says, the name of our company says it all. So our movement is about financial fitness, physical fitness, and lifestyle. So we are doing something totally unique, not only in the US, but globally. So we reward people for healthy living. Could be as simple as walking, eating healthy, getting regular checkups. And we want to gamify the idea of healthy activities. And the rewards are similar to a frequent flyer program. So if somebody gets involved with us, they get either a free Fitbit or an Apple Watch or different physical trackers. So as their activity increases, they accumulate points. So the gamification part is, let's say they reach a certain level, they can get a $10 Starbucks card or an Amazon gift card or discounts on Expedia for resort and hotels. And so it makes it fun. And we don't want people to look at exercise as a chore, and it makes it enjoyable. So one of the rewards is we also link, we call it improve your health, build your wealth, or preserve your wealth. And so we deal with financial issues and financial education, because one of the main areas today in America is there's a retirement crisis. 50% of Americans have no retirement money set aside. So we want to address that. But also one of the rewards, so we deal with a number of different A-rated financial companies. So one of the rewards that people can get is discounts on their life insurance specifically, and other products. So the way we explain that is, and then I'll wind up pretty quickly, is, have you ever heard of a life insurance company that pays you to be healthy and live longer? And of course, people say, what are you talking about? So our major strategic partner is John Hancock. So, and with our health movement is we want to reward people to be healthy, live longer, feel better. And of course, it benefits the client because they can save up to 15% on their premium. It also benefits the company because, the client is living longer. They don't have to pay claims as often. So we are in what's called the Blue Ocean Strategy. It's a best-selling business book. So we're the only company literally in the US that rewards people for healthy living and also provides financial education.
All right. Very good. Thank you for that. Now, I want to go to Tim Daniels, and I want to tell you why I was so excited to network with Tim. Not only have we done a greeting meeting all about the Beamer, and we talked about the benefits of his device, medical device, But one of the things that Tim is passionate about is helping retired professional athletes. Well, my background was with NBC Sports and Sports Byline, and I've interviewed hundreds of the most successful peak performer athletes on the planet Earth. And that's why I got very excited about networking and talking with Tim Daniels. So let me introduce Tim, one of the founding members of WellWave now. So Tim Daniels, take it away.
Thanks, Mike. And I just want to say, the work I do goes far beyond the device. And what I like to do is say I help people live and perform better for longer. And that's what I'm all about. Now, how I came to that, I started out as a technologist over in the high-tech world. But then I went in and ran professional services practices in that world. And then I used that services background to go out to run an in-home care agency for the elderly that operated in 3 states, and one of them medical. And I was medical in New York, and then also operated in New Jersey and Connecticut. And it's there where I saw that there were people who were just getting by, and I really got the opportunity to see people get better. And that while it was rewarding to help them cope with what they had, I wanted to see them go beyond coping to getting into optimal wellness or even thriving. And so that's what led me down the path where I'm at now. That includes the biotech wellness and use of a pulse electromagnetic field therapy, but many other things. It incorporates work like Dr. Bob does and what Breck brings to bear in terms of looking at even medication interactions and things of that nature. And I'm an advocate. You'll never hear me bash conventional healthcare. I have benefited from conventional healthcare. I love conventional healthcare. Yet there are things that need to be done to supplement and to complement them, because the doctors, if you really dive down into them, there are things they aren't aware of. They're not necessarily aware of the ability of the power of pattern interruption that Dr. Bob brings to bear. And if you look at even something like PEMF, which was first approved by the FDA in the late 70s to speed the healing of bone fractures, yet you'll find has over 20,000 studies in general on it. And if you find things, and 700 of them you can find either on PubMed.gov, a trusted source, or on Google Scholar, which PubMed.gov has your gold standard, a double-blind, placebo-controlled, peer-review type, where Google Scholar doesn't always have that, but has some things a little less than that. But you can find tons of studies out on that. Looked at everything from chronic regional pain syndrome was tough to get help with, to neuropathy, to Parkinson's, to MS, to a lot of the things that Breck's group has from a pain standpoint. Yet you'll find that less than 5%, my estimation, less than 5% of conventional doctors know about PEMF. Yet it has been verified in the conventional world. And so I see it as part of my mission and what we do here as to complement those conventional doctors, to work with them, work hand in hand, and use their knowledge, and to bring those benefits to the patients that Breck is always reaching out to. And that's what I love about this group, is that we can do that. We do that. And that's what I love to bring. I'm very excited about what we're doing now, what we move into, to bring examples of those people's on to have a good Q&A session with us. And to explore the areas that they want to explore, and to provide them with real help. There's so much. I love the term real help. It came to me from one of my professional athletes, retired professional athletes that you mentioned there. He said people need real help these days in every area. And so what is real help is? That's people that and that's some of the other challenge. I've seen a number of specialists myself today, recently myself here, and while they like to help, they don't necessarily have the time to help, and the way they're pushed to do so. So part of the real help is us taking the time to walk hand in hand with these people, to dive in with them, and to be with them over the long haul, to understand what the tests they get, to understand the challenges they're having, and understand the potential solutions they have on it, to help them. What I like to, part of what I also do is I call wellness plan management. And people have to take control of their wellness. They have to manage that wellness, and we can help put them in a position to do that. And so that's what I look to do with this group, and love to do, and love the talent that we've got to do that. And I'd love to bring that to, like I said, it was my retired professional athletes that pulled me first into that world. I would talk to them about the benefits of PEMF and how it could help with their nutrition and performance. And they say, well, Tim, man, I'm 65 years old and I'm still eating like I'm 30, the same stuff. Well, what's the right things for me to eat? Or you tell me this can, my current athletes use this to help train harder, longer, recover faster, and exercise more. But I've had a laminectomy on my back, and I've got to look. All I can do is barely ride a recumbent back. So what's the right exercise for me? So that type of work really pulled it together. This is that people need, that the doctors need. Conventional doctors need assistance, and people to complement them, and people need assistance to help them round out the complete scope they need from wellness, which is really soup to nuts, as we've talked about the pillars here. and to help them do that. And they need to learn how to do it for themselves over time. And so that's what I think we can all help them with. Anxious and look forward to bringing in more of the healthcare disruptor patients that Breck has found built from TikTok and has on Facebook, and bring them into the forum where we can provide them real-time help, and also help they can on-demand help they can go to through podcast, and then hold their hands and do real help with them, provide real help over time. Mike.
All right, Tim. Yeah, as you can hear, folks, there are years and years and years of experience and wisdom in this group. And the most valuable commodity today is wisdom. And that's where you have years of experience, and then you eliminate the things that don't work, and you boil it down from experience into wisdom, what really does work. And a lot of times it's life wisdom, like with Armin. He has a lot of life wisdom, things that he has experienced himself personally, along with the great research that he has done to really help men in particular, but at all levels. So Armin, I'll let you articulate your experience and your wisdom. And don't forget, folks, the link to the Facebook group is right underneath this video. So join us. Go ahead, Armin.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. My wisdom is basically, I'm 60 years old, and I started getting involved with aging at the age of 45. I wanted to try to learn more about it, how it functioned, because it was just, things were not the same. So, as we age, all of a sudden one day you're like, things, you're not recovering, they don't feel as good. So I wanted to figure out, well, what do you do about that? Because I had been, I live a bodybuilding lifestyle, trying to eat right, trying to exercise, the things you're supposed to be doing. And so what I realized is that there's a lot more involved. And so I had to dig a lot deeper. So my journey has been, okay, what's the controllables? So, obviously one of the biggest controllables that I don't think people realize is nutrition and then supplementation, because if you don't have the right raw materials going into your system, you're not going to produce your hormones the way you need to do. You're not going to have the recovery. You're not going to get the body to utilize everything it has to work with. Then if you get poor sleep, you get too much stress, let alone all the pollution issues that you're going to have, it starts creating a lot of havoc to the body. And a lot of people I work with, though, they were so focused on their career and raising a family and everything, they kind of put their health in the back burner because, that's a priority to get where they needed to go. They didn't realize what was going to happen to themselves because they figured, well, I'll get back. I know what to do. I'll get back on it later. And later, as we all know, it doesn't really come. So there comes a point where they realize, oh, I need to do something about this. And so then they want to figure out, well, what's the best approach? And there's just a lot of confusion with the media on what things you can do to improve your health span and your lifespan. So what we're talking about here is how to improve your longevity so you get a better return for all your hard work and effort so you can actually enjoy it, but also be mobile. And so these different areas that are important is a proper mindset, dealing with these different things, obviously with nutrition, then the supplementation, not how to waste money on supplementation, which is easy to do. And then exercise. You need to have some functional exercise and strength training to keep bone density and muscle tissue up because you need that. Muscle is the currency of your body for longevity. And then sleep and recovery, because if you don't get to sleep, you're not going to get the recovery you need to help your body do the repair work. And then finally, understanding the process of optimizing your hormones. Hormones are the messengers that tell your body how to operate. So if they decline due to all the different things that your body's going through, because they're secreted by soft tissue glands, your performance is going to decline. Other things are going to decline. So there's things you can do now to help fix some of these root cause problems that people are dealing with, but it has to start with extensive lab work to find out where you are. Where are things? Are you in optimal range in these different areas? And most people aren't aware of that. And they're not getting that right now from the different resources they have available, whether it's from their general practitioner. And because they're not, and the general practitioners, they know what they're doing, but they're more trained on, what prescription can help. Some of them, they'll try to help them. But again, it's at the end of the day, they're not really trained on all these components. They're trained on doing acute things and things along that follow that. And they're very good at that. But they're also, what are they going to do when the pharmaceutical companies are recommending certain things? Is that's important too. So, but people need to have options and learn what's available and what they can do on their own and take that initiative so that they take back control. And that's kind of what I coach people on, is how to take back control. But I have my own medical teams that put together the corrective exercise-based protocols to help them with that process.
Wonderful. Okay, well, that's life experience, folks, and we appreciate you sharing that with us, Armin. So don't forget, the link to the Facebook group is right underneath this video. And the key is this: you want to join the Facebook group. We're going to take this video, and I'm going to get to Holly in just a second, and we're going to post it in the Facebook group. Okay, so we're going to have ongoing postings in the Facebook group. And Breck, how many are in there? How many thousands are in the Facebook group right now? You're muted. You're muted. I think
You're
it's
muted.
I think it's 4,000 to 6,000. How many was
No,
it?
3,700, 3,700, just under
Okay.
4,000. Sorry.
Just under 4,000, no worries. And so one of the things that we're going to do, think of a cycle. And whoever you are in the healthcare industry, if you are looking for solutions, you want to come to the Facebook group. If you are a solution provider, you want to come to the Facebook group. If you want to do a podcast, you want to come to the Facebook group. So come to the Facebook group, join us, meet everybody here, but join us and learn more and tell us what you're looking for. Again, we're looking for mental health supporters who can give people hope. And people, myself, I've been through very challenging health situations, but I focus on being a peak performer with what I have left. It's not about what you've lost, it's about what you have left. And there's nobody, I think, that knows that better than our next guest, Holly. She has been through the ringer in terms of her health. And look at the beautiful smile on her face. And she is a peak performer in her life. So I'm going to ask her to unmute herself and share with us her story of why you should join us in the LinkedIn group. So Holly, always great to see your beautiful smile here. Thanks for joining us. Tell us your story and why you're here.
Thank you for allowing me in this time and space. I am grateful and thankful to have this opportunity, as my mission is to impact billions of lives to their highest joy, highest excitement, and highest inspiration. I'm a health span coach, not a lifespan coach. There's a difference between the two, which everyone gets a little bit confused. I'm all about aging gracefully and aging on your terms. Since age 7, I had this vision, this knowing that you can live up to 200 plus years in optimal health. But wait, that's my thing. For you, I'm here, is it even a little headache or a joint muscle pain or a major symptom? I am your accountability partner to get you there from where you are to where you want to get to. There's so much information out there. And I know for a fact, because I was from athletic, fit, with even a six-pack, I ended up waking up one morning, I couldn't even open my eyes because I was in such a pain. I couldn't even move. Yes, I was able to see, but the pain was so extreme. I needed to be carried to the restroom. So that being said, I was labeled with an autoimmune of Hashimoto's, chronic fatigue, chronic pain. But those do not exist in my world, and it never did, and it never will. And I have never been on meds. I'm 54. Forgot how old I was. I'm 54 because it's just the number. Age is an illusion, is what you make of yourself. I'm 54, and I was just bedridden for 3 months, but I got up, and I'm here to guide you for whatever it is that you need to give you that support, because it's all programming. It's just labels, and it's not old age or genetic. And you want to give us a call. We're all here for you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ali. So we started with Breck, so I'm going to ask Breck to unmute himself and give us a little wrap up. He created a huge TikTok audience. He created a very successful and long-living Facebook group, and that is really where we hope you will go. We hope you will listen to Breck talk about the Facebook group and how you might benefit with this podcast, and really sharing stories. Tim and I did a meeting all about the Beamer. And so you can find out more about that and see if you're interested in that or other things that Tim provides. So it really, there's a lot of ways to share narrative storytelling about who you are, what you have to offer. And I think this is a great place to do it. So Breck, you were the originator of the Facebook group. So talk a little bit about that and about joining the link right underneath this video and joining us in podcasting.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. And yeah, the group is there to help, right? We've assembled this group of not only experts, but people that are on a holistic approach to wellness. And the focus is well care, not sick care, which is very important too. So, getting out of pain by, doing proper movement and having good posture. You'll always see Dr. Bob with really extremely good posture. He's kind of the posture police for us. And it helps. It absolutely helps. If you're sitting at a desk and you're hunched over, you're going to start to have some aches and pains. And all pain is just the check engine light, right? That's just the check engine light to say, hey, you're doing something a little wrong. You need to straighten it out. So that's what the group's all about, is to help people to answer questions, to get them help, get them support, get them to the right provider. So many times I hear hundreds of patients that have struggled with something and haven't been able to get answers. And we've been able to get them answers. We've been able to get them connected to a provider that has helped them when no one else was able to help them. So really fantastic success stories with that. The other thing too, I'll mention just on a personal note, I'm always one that you know, I need to be a product of the product. So before I ever promote something, I've got to try it myself to make sure it really works. And when I met Tim, he introduced the bioelectromagnetic energy regulation device, which is known as the Beamer. Said, okay, yeah, it sounds pretty great, but let me see what it does for me. So I ordered the device, and I don't have anything that's you know, debilitating in any way, but I unfortunately inherited restless leg syndrome. My mom struggled with it. I remember in her entire adult life, she really struggled with that, and I started to get that. And for the past 25 years or so, I started to have really twitchy legs, just the restless leg syndrome, just uncomfortable. It's really hard to go to sleep at night. You can't get comfortable, and you're always rubbing your legs together to try to get some relief. So I did 2-a-day sessions with Tim's help to set me up on the right program of what I needed to do in the morning and what I needed to do in the evening before bed. And in about a week and a half, I completely eliminated a condition I'd had for over 20 years. So restless leg syndrome is gone. So yeah, the technology works, and you can learn more about it by getting in contact with us and WellWave Now, Healthcare Disruptors. And again, follow the link below and get connected with the group.
Thank you, Breck. Now, as you can hear, folks, this is a group story. This is not an individual story. This is a group. The only thing we're missing is you. And so if you have a story about what you are in need of or what you can provide, this is a place that you should grow us or join us. And we do want to grow the group. So we're interested in helping promote you, learn about you, and refer people to you. So like I did for Dr. Bob, and that was why he came out and visited me in California. So this is what we're all about, is helping each other. And what we really want to do is help you. So you've got the link right below us. So join us. And thanks for being here today. Thanks everybody for being part of today's podcast.